What's going on? We're back. Listen, today we got a bunch of stuff going on. Exactly what we're gonna get done, I don't freaking know at this moment, but I'm sure the title of this video tells you what we're doing. Tony's here. Say hello.
What is?
Tony's here. He's doing the Wiring Specialties harness. I got a harness from Wiring Specialties, and it has pretty much everything that we need on it. I was very surprised as I was digging into the harness. It's typically one of the spots that most people are like nervous about or worried about. I'm one of those guys. I don't really like to deal with wiring. Anthony is usually the person we throw the wiring onto. With the Wiring Specialty harness, it was actually labeled very clearly and everything was the right length, so it really routed. Very simple. It took me a second. I thought that the JZ harness would go inside of the manifold, but in fact it goes underneath the manifold, and there's a nice spot to tuck it and zip tie it away. And then there's a bunch of grounds and powers that need to get ran, but all the leads reach exactly where they need to go. And then even with the alternator wiring goes behind this cover here, the protective cover for the timing belt, and it dumps down. You have your alternator and your crank position, and then even your O2 sensor, and then this is a engine coolant temp gauge. So they had all of it labeled, all of it ready to go. Now it's just time to do some cable management and clean it up. So now that the engine harness is on the motor, we have to figure out how to feed it power. Now we need a couple of things to get power, and this is where BMW I think is superior to a lot of chassis. There's going to be 3 locations we need to feed power to. Now BMW has already done something sick, and they mount the battery in the trunk of the car, and then they run a big red power cable up to this port here. So it's a jumping spot. If your car dies, you can jump start your car off of this stud. But what's really cool is that underneath this cover, there's some studs and power leads that you can run off of. For us, what we need to do is we got to run power from here to the factory fuse box, from this point to the starter, and then you can go from the starter to the alternator, or you can go from here straight to the alternator. There's technically 3 things we got to plug in. In the meantime, I need to find those power wires, and it looks like there's still some left in this factory harness. So I'm gonna start cutting this up and see if I can pull out any good power leads. This one looks like it's cut, but hey, we'll see. Personally, I don't know how you guys feel, but just a quick tip and trick. I like keeping the old factory harnesses around because there's a lot of like things you can pull off of it. You have all these like C101 plugs or whatever you guys call them, beamer heads, but also there's just a bunch of like good wiring in here. And then you even got a bunch of relays. And then you got these thick boy wires, which is what we're after, with these eyelets on them already. So there you have it. We have 1 power line. I wish that this one was still intact and wasn't cut, because this looks like a really good wire to run from the power box all the way across to the fuse box, and then even another lead that could have gone down to the starter. So maybe I'll have to find this in another car. That's still a good wire right there. It goes perfect from this stud across the engine bay to the fuse box, and then you can see it has a kink in it because it used to go to the old factory starter. But because that's cut off, it's pretty much junk. We're gonna try to find another one. It's not exactly junk. You could always put like a new fitting in there and you can solder it like together and continue down the line. It's cut, so we're gonna try to find another one. Dang, it was almost perfect. Oh, if you guys know anybody who's interested in buying K24 with like all the swap stuff, I have so much stuff for it. I'm trying to get rid of it and trying to sell it. Without having that power wire and being able to really assist Anthony, I'll just let him get to it. I'm gonna jump onto this side skirt. This is pretty crazy. You saw that split. Click Tuning sends out the kits cut in half. All of them are cut in half. The skirt's cut in half. The front bumper was cut in half. The point of that is to allow Click Tuning to send it to you, or just worldwide shipping period, at a cheaper rate. It's kind of crazy because when the body kit showed up, I was like, oh, I think they're missing parts. Not at all. Everything was in the box. They add this little lip on the backside so that you can glue them back together. As you can see, I tried at one point and failed. We're gonna just redo that boy, join them back together, and then we'll have a side skirt. So JB Weld, Marine Weld. Throw this on the packaging real quick. I'll be a little liberal with it. I don't want to. I'd have enough. But we have 5 minutes now. Halo, halo. That's for all you Filipinos out there. Some on the bottom side. After your skirt, we're going to piece these together. Hopefully you got your vice grips and stuff ready to go. We're gonna give this bad boy a little sandwich. I like seeing the glue come out of the crack there. We'll let it sit and we'll come check it out later. Looks like it's all dry. My calculations are right. Yeah, buddy. A little bit of a gap on the bottom there. It's no big deal, baby. It's no big deal. Oh yeah, that's totally crooked. So there it is. It just kind of slap it on real quick. No big deal. Well, this was drying. I actually wrapped the rear over fender. Come on, look at my wrap. Look at it from over there, though. Yeah, from that side. You can see it on camera. Oh, look at that on camera. It's definitely shinier than the rest of the car. But fender's black. Fender's black. Learned a little bit of stuff from the homies over at Wrap Legacy when we did the Chaser. Tried to apply some of it, which I picked the hardest fender to do because it has the gas door in it. I'll do the front fender and the skirt, and maybe we'll be able to see the car all black on one side. Oh, also I'm gonna put these spacers on. Because if I do, it puts the lip like right on the edge of the fender. We're gonna try to run a line right now. I think Tony's holding it. Are you holding it, Tony?
Almost.
He's gonna hold it and we're gonna crank and see if it works.
Alright, ready?
Oh. That definitely needs to be there. It just sprayed fuel all over you. But that was the fuel pumps and everything, so after we ran power to that gave power to everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're onto something. Let's try to crank it. You wanna do that again?
I had a cut somewhere, I feel it.
Make sure cars are neutral. That'll do. Ready?
Yeah.
Nope.
That was going, the fuel was going.
No, I know, but didn't crank.
Oh, okay.
No crank, no start, dog. We got a no crank, no start situation. It's kind of my bad. I forgot to tell Tony that this was an automatic prior to putting pedals in it. Tony goes, well, it's supposed to be in park, freaking guy. My apologies.
Alright. I think it's good. Power's on.
Yeah, but you don't power to that starter. What was that, dude?
That sounded weird.
Okay, you stand over here, I'll do that part.
Oh, it's the starter going in, bink, and going back. Engaging, disengaging.
Time to bench test.
Nothing more than a spin.
Is that good? Are you
Yeah.
okay? Try this at home. Oh!
That was me. I took it off.
Oh, why'd you do that? I was having fun.
Because the wires were getting warm.
Come on. Touch it back.
The wires are warm.
Just touch it. Oh, what just happened? Okay, enough. Starter works. That's not the problem. Dude, we just straight welded the terminal post on this Optima. Sorry, Mike. Listen, starter's good. So, do we just throw it back in?
Yeah.
I got the other fender done. This one was way easier to wrap. The other side. All right, let's see. So, we don't know. We're gonna try. Let's see. Ready?
1 second.
We think maybe it freed up because it was on the bench. Maybe it didn't have good ground. Maybe so many things. We really don't know. I can sit here and act like I know what I'm doing.
All right, try it.
Trying stuff. And it works. Good job, Tony. Okay.
We just need to make a new
Power
new
line.
run to that corner.
Okay. Sweet. So what exactly did we do, Tony? Now on to the next thing. Still waiting on. I'm waiting on AN lines from Phoenix. Otherwise, I would make fuel lines, and then we could actually go. Let's see if it fires.
Right.
But we can't see if it fires because, well, there's a couple of things. So probably when I'm doing the plumbing and stuff, we'll probably have you jump on the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Not fix, but like upgrade the fuel pump. If we do that, then I need to do the fuel lines to the motor.
Right.
Once we have fuel lines done to the motor, then we can actually try to test fire. We need oil, obviously.
Well, cooling and that.
Yeah, I just want to fire it. Just see if it even. But the wiring specialty stuff worked really good. It went straight in, no problem. Wasn't really a headache at all. All right, let's keep going. Take. Sick motor cranks. Man, dude, Anthony is a huge help, and I think we might keep him around. I don't know yet. Let me know if we should. It's up to you guys. His fate is in your hands. Got a ton of stuff done, dude. Wiring harness all zip tied and tucked away. We have to manage like the top half of it, and we got to figure out these power wires. But we got the motor to crank today. I got that side of the car completely wrapped. I don't know if I want to show you it. I'm actually genuinely like stoked on how it looks. And then I wrapped this rear quarter, and then Tony threw in the kinematic shifter. The shifter's super goated. I don't think that there's a better shifter on the market. We can dive into it and run through it another day once it's all finalized and put in. We have to customize some stuff. We got to cut up the shifter linkage that's down there on the floor and things like that. But I mean, man, what a ton of progress. I think this car is going to be done a lot faster than I anticipated. It's been 4 years, and literally within, I don't know, maybe like 3 actual days of working on the car, we've gotten this far. We'll get into plumbing next time, and then also I'll jump into that shifter in more detail, because I don't know if you guys remember, I did the shifter comparison video a while back, if you guys have been a part of the channel. But I showed the kinematic shifter, and I showed the another chassis mounted shifter, I believe from PMC is what it was, but that PMC one went into the 4-seater beater, and I wanted to save the kinematic one for this car, which was planned to be the K24 car, but now with the JZ instead. So I wanted to save it for this car because this car has better parts in it. I'm so stoked on this thing, dude. I cannot wait. I can't wait to drive it. You know what? Let's just show them the other side. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Hold fast.